Dr. Grace Augustine was a xenobotanist in charge of the Avatar program. She arrived in 2139 on Pandora. There, she explored all the plants and wrote a book about them. Dr. Grace Augustine created a school to teach the Na'vi children human culture, until it was shut down after a massacre by the RDA where many children were killed, one of them being the clan's leader's daughters, Silwanine. She was the one who helped Jake Sully on the Avatar program until she died due to a gunshot wound inflicted by Colonel Quatrich. As a scientist, Grace's primary concern was with her work. She demonstrated her dedication to the study of Pandora and the Na'vi early and often. This dedication often manifested itself as hostility towards Colonel Quatrich and Parker Selfridge, who did not share her enthusiasm with the science. As a result of this hostility, it was considered by many outside the Avatar program that Grace was little more than a lonely scientist, and that she loved plants more than humans.
Avatar addresses the issue of environmental unity by emphasizing the idea that everything is interconnected. Dr. Grace Augustine respects this unity in her scientific study. She attempts to learn as much as possible about Pandora, and she wants to cause the minimum disruption possible.
The Gaia hypothesis emphasizes and reinforces the idea of environmental unity. The hypothesis states that the Mother Gaia is the Earth itself, and she always provides for her people. Dr. Augustine understands this, and this is why she does not want to harm any part of Pandora's civilization, whether it be the trees or the avatars themselves. She respects the relationships in nature, and her desire is based in a scientific curiosity to learn and explore more.
Avatar addresses the issue of sustainability from multiple perspectives. From an economic perspective, Pandora and Unobtainium have financial value. They are treated as economic resources that should be used to provide economic benefit. From a social and cultural perspective, the company treats Pandora very poorly. Their actions demonstrate that the society and culture of the Na'vi are not to be respected. Instead, they are viewed as obstacles that need to be overcome.
There are many issues with regard to resource management that are addressed in Avatar. The most pressing issue in this regard has to do with the conservation and finite nature. Earth is forced to seek out resources in other parts of the universe because it has depleted its own. That is why it is sending avatars and equipment to Pandora to extract Unobtainium. In addition, this mission is bringing Earth into contact with the Na'vi, the natives of Pandora. Dr. Augustine recognizes that this contact threatens to destroy the Na'vi way of life. It shows that not only is this wasteful behavior of Earth destroying its inhabitants, but it is now harming others as well.
One way that this topic has been covered in my science class relates to the environmental pollution. In class, we study coal mining in West Virginia and its damage to nature. The process involves blasting the top off of mountains to reveal veins of coal. In the process, the debris from the explosions pollutes the surrounding rivers and water supply. The use of explosives and the creation of underground mines also put the lives of miners in jeopardy because they can be trapped from the cave-ins that often result.
There are many other environmental issues in addition to resource management that are addressed in Avatar. One primary issue relates to the concept of ecosystems and the understanding that all of nature is interconnected. Dr. Augustine realizes this, and that is why she takes great care in her exploration of Pandora. She understands that the attack on Pandora's home tree will damage its biological neural network. In the same manner, all of Earth is interconnected in a complex food web. Pollution to the water and air damages and eventually kills the organisms that provide sustenance to more complex creatures further along the web. By gradually destroying the foundation of what sustains the planet, people are threatening their very existence.
The question requires interesting insight. It makes us step outside ourselves in order to look at the issues from the perspective of someone who may not share the same point of view. I am curious by nature, but I am also a strong believer in conservation. This is why there is very little difference between her view and my view concerning the events that transpire on Earth and Pandora. We appreciate the idea of exploring the universe beyond our world, but we would agree that in doing so we have a responsibility to act carefully and respectfully. Although I understand that Pandora has resources that the Earth needs, this reality does not give its people to destroy others to save itself. It is this sense of fairness that motivates Dr. Augustine's actions. Before Jake's arrival, she served as a teacher to the Na'vi in her avatar form, helping them learn English and about human culture. She views them less as tools and more as equals.